Yeah, I want to say hi to Eric too. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Bruce, you want to say hello to Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Ralph?
Thanks for joining us. Eric, get off my lawn.
There you go. Sparky 107 wants to know how can he get to watch A Model Is Life or listen to A Model Is Life? How can he do that?
If he goes to amodelerslife.com, there's links there to the free site, which is Libsyn and iTunes, and there's other. You can get it on Google Play. He can get it on TuneIn and Spotify. But if he goes to the website, amodelerslife.com, there's links right there.
Zappa Gap.
Yeah. It's a CA type glue. Kevin said Flexifile plastic weld. And Ron was saying MEK.
No, I can use. No, I can weld with acetone. That works. It's beautiful. But I can't print this job in ABS. It has to be PLA.
So what I have here is, you'll see that I've got 9 different LEDs on here, and they're just kind of slowly changing. One comes on, one comes off. You know, it's kind of a slow pace. We could sit here all night watching this very slowly go, but you know, if you actually had these in windows in your different buildings, or even one in each different building, it doesn't even have to be windows in the same building, then you'd want it to go this slow or maybe even slower. And that's about the only thing I'm going to have to show you in the sketch. So we're going to go back to that real quick. Let's build this thing first. So I just put it together so that you could see what we're going to end up doing. And what I'm going to do is just unplug my Arduino and tear this thing apart real quick.
Good evening, everybody. This is Big Live from the international headquarters of U2 Model Builders located in Staten Island, New York, and all over the world and some parts of China. I want to welcome you guys tonight to Who's Big Bill Talking To. The date is December 4th, 2018. Did I say December 4th? December 4th. That means Christmas. Yeah, Christmas is coming up. I want to say to all those that are in the chat room, I hope you like our new introductory thing that we spliced, that John spliced into that, giving a time for you guys to get in, acclimated, saying hello to each other and doing what you got to do. I think it's a nice setup that he did. Before I introduce my guest, I want to do some homework here, some YouTube model building homework. Just want to give you guys a heads up that on December 11th, 2018, we're going to have the Fine Scale Show, and that's going to be with Miles, Andy, Ralph, and Lloyd. I think I don't know what they're working on, to be quite honest. I didn't do my due diligence and find out, so I apologize for that. Art Deco type. That's what John's telling me in my earpiece here. Yeah, Art Deco. Fine scale modeling on December 11th of 2018. That's with Andy, Miles, Ralph, and Lloyd. And that's 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on December 19th, we have Joe's Locomotive Room. That's our good friend Joe Stesman. And Joe's going to continue on in operations. Going to get a little deeper into operations. And I think it's something that seems to be catching on. If you guys get the Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine, there was Joe Fugate did an editorial on operations, why operations doesn't catch on so much, and why people don't really gravitate to it. It's an interesting article, but you guys should read it. I'm not going to give it away. And that's in Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine this month for December. And so Joe's going to be doing that on ops again. It doesn't get boring. I like it because I like doing it on my layout here in the South Brooklyn layout. Right here alone is the Canavelli Pasta Factory and Graham's Bakery Scraps. Down at the other end is the power station where they get coal. And right here, just in this section alone, you could operate for 3-4 hours just by your lonesome. So operation is good once you understand it. His show's at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And every Thursday, Johnny's Train Talk Show is on. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's where you guys in the community are invited. You guys can come on down, join in, and be part of the show. You can actually be like you see right here. You can be part of the show if you're working on something, you want to share something, you want to promote something, you want to talk about something. You know, we do everything except marriage counseling and financial debt relief. But everything else is opened in the model railroading community. We can help you with anything. What's that again, John? And John says he's not a psychologist, so and everything. But we do everything related to model railroad. And if you have something, even if it's history, if you're expounding on the Lehigh Valley in a certain section, anything and everything is open on Thursday nights at Johnny's Train Talk Show at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's see, December 25th, it's Christmas all day. 24 hours. There's no 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. It's all day, 24 hours. December 25th, YouTube Model Builders will not be broadcasting at that day. Okay? Just so you know, just so the heads up. So don't be looking for us on that day. Anyway, tonight's show. Let's get to tonight's show. Tonight's show, we're talking, who's Big Bill talking to? And I want to introduce someone who I recently got in touch with, who I talked to he was doing a live broadcast about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, testing out a live chat feed. And I got on and said, call me, text me, do something. So I is Wilmer Yuli. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong.
You're close.
What is it? What Wilmer? Ori. Wilmer Ori. Welcome, Wilmer.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I still surprised you asked me. So
we couldn't get the big name. We couldn't get Rod Stewart because he was busy in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We figured
happens to me all the time.
I know, doesn't it? But no, it's our honor and pleasure. I want to just express that I must have had, and you can verify this, I must have had, 3-4 conversations?
Yes.
We had the telephone and numerous emails. And the 2 on the telephone lasted for a couple of hours, yes?
Yeah, we both have a good gift of gab.
Yeah, it must be the Irish in us. That's what it is. But anyway, I wanted to bring Wilmer on because Wilmer actually does a great service to this community. And he's only been in it for a very, very short time. And we're going to get to that. Wilmer, tell me, how did you, the proverbial question always when anybody, in any of these talk shows with Lionel Strand's Model His Life and his podcast and anybody, how did you get into this hobby?
Well, the truth of everything is, well, I used to go, started out, I years and years ago, I used to go over to my friend's house and play with his trains. And I finally, one year I bought an Amtrak train, which I still have, just to put under my tree. And then after that, I never really did a layout, never even considered doing a layout. And, well, I got sick and I ended up losing my job. And I had blood clots and
Ooh,
bad.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And they had to, the doctor instructed me I had to stay in, not move any more than I had to, just pretty stay position, get up to go to the bathroom. And that was about it. And for about 6 months, I lived in my easy chair. And so after that, they wouldn't release me to go back to work. And I was going stir crazy. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, all my life, I grew up on a farm. All my life I worked, and that's all I ever did. Work. And anyhow, my son, he has an O-scale layout in his basement, and we were up there, and he says, "Dad, you ought to get into this." He says, you got that Amtrak train, that'd get you started. That's HO setup. He said, I'll help you. I'll buy the material. We'll set one up in your junk room. I'll help you clear it out and everything. And the rest is history. We got a layout, and it keeps growing. Well, I had one up there. It started out. I had a 4x8 layout, and I was bored with that real fast.
That tends to happen.
Yeah, so I tried to add on to the 4x8, and I wanted to make a mountain and all this other stuff. So I started growing, and it turned into this monster that was just out of control because I had no idea what I was doing. And I actually had train running on part of it, and then I decided, well, I'll just I broke down, admitted defeat, and said, I'm going to just tear it all down and start all over again. And this time I'm going to take my time. And by watching videos on YouTube, I learned a lot. And I knew that my old layout, I wasn't going to be able to doctor it up. It just, I had it butchered too bad. So I tore that all down and tried to use as much of the stuff that I had from that.
You mean the first one?
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
Yeah, and then you tore that down.
And then me and my son come up, and this layout here, it's all on small squares. I call modules, but they're not really modules. But squares, most of them are 3x2. Some of them are 3x3. And they're all bolted together, and then the foam's on top. And I made it in sections, which I wished I wouldn't have done that now. I left it all one piece. But yeah, we live and learn. And I learned how to make a lift bridge, and case around and where we're at right now. And
well, this is what leads me into what leads you into where you got now, because I know that I originally, when I originally saw your videos, you were doing it on your layout.
Right. That was where I started.
Right.
And then then we'll get into the not bad thing.
Right.
I did a series of where I was buying material off of Wish, which is an app on your phone. It's a shopping app, and it's all stuff from China and stuff. Really, they make it out really, really cheap. So I decided I'm going to buy a bunch of this stuff, and I'm going to actually see if I can really save any kind of money. Where they get you at, it was the shipping. The shipping
right.
Eat you alive.
Right.
But anyhow, I did that, but I was coming by, and some of the quality of this stuff was not bad. That was my line. I'd say, look at this. And I'd hold it up to the camera and say, look at this. This is great. Not bad, huh? Matter of fact, here, I got a little drill that I bought from that. It's awesome. It works great. But I think it cost me $1, but the shipping was $7.
Right.
So go figure. But and I started going, not bad. Well, I had some people that were watching my videos that I made of that, and they were having a lot of fun with the not bad thing. And I was like, not bad. So anyhow, the videos I learned so much from, and I was finding videos that were really terrific, and they had hardly any subscribers, and I couldn't figure out why. And I said, well, I don't really have a lot of knowledge, but I do know how to watch a video, and I can tell when a good video is out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get something and highlight the new videos. And I even asked in one of the videos, I asked my people that were watching, I said, hey, comment to me and tell me what you think about this idea. I told them what I was going to do. And the rest is history. I started making the not bad, and I just did my 20th show. I do it once every week. Always comes out on a Monday. And I just did my 20th week and working on 21 right now. So,
well, that's the beauty of this. I mean, this is why I was myself attracted to your videos. I mean, at first I saw you working on your thing, and I don't think, if I may, I don't think that anything that you were doing was wrong. I mean, we all started out, when we were born, Mom and Dad didn't say that we were going to be model railroaders or anything like that in the vocation that we chose to get into. We just learn it because it's something we love to do.
right.
And I could see that in your videos when you transitioned over to the review of doing other videos, you really did, and I have to say this to everybody in the community, you really did put your heart and soul into it. I mean, I could actually tell when you do these videos that you get enamored by them. And tell me the story, how you watched one of the videos of Creative Rails. You saw what Mr. Mooney.
Creative Rails, he's a channel, Ben Mooney.
Right.
He calls himself Boxcar Benny. I was looking at new channels. A lot of times I'll just start going through just where your homepage and see if coming. Well, I came across one of his videos and I started watching. I said, "Wow, this is really a good video," And I looked over and he had, I think it was 16 at the time. I think 16 subscribers. I went, I couldn't believe it. I was just totally shocked. He didn't have just one video. He had a bunch of them. And I'm like,
Right.
And nobody's catching this? So I put him on my show, just like I normally do. And he got a hold of me and thanked me up and down and this and that. And we turned up. We've never met each other personally, but I consider him a very good friend.
Absolutely.
And I hope he considers the same out of me. But we've really turned into great friends, and that's the real beauty of this thing. And I will probably name a couple more guys like that too. It's just.
Well, please do share them.
Yeah,
if you can.
And there's some guys that's helped me out a lot too. Sparky 107. I probably wouldn't even be on YouTube if it wasn't for him, because I was just watching and anyhow it was, I think, wintertime and my Bible study. I usually on Wednesday nights I have Bible study, and he has his show every Wednesday night at 7:00, same time my Bible study starts. But I always watched the replay on. Well, there was snow in here or something, and they canceled Bible study, so I was home, and I was on his channel, and all of a sudden somebody subscribed to me, and I'm like, what? What are they subscribing to me for? I don't even have a video, And before you know it, I had like 4 or 5 subscribers just because I commented on his show, and I just said, well, if they're going to take the time to subscribe to me, I'll make a video. So I just put up first video I did. I put I think a video of my old layout. I just one of my trains running, and I didn't say nothing or anything. I just had the train running. I got likes and more subscribers, so I decided, well, I better start trying to do something. So, and it took off from there.
Sparky 107 has a question for you. He says, you talk about your son a fair bit. Does he have a layout also? And if he does, what do you think of it? And what do you think about co-modeling with him? It's a 2-part question, actually.
Well, my son, he has an O scale layout, and it's in his basement. And I speak about him a lot because I wouldn't have not even half of what I've got if it wasn't for him. And I'll tell you, I ain't saying it to be mushy or anything, but there ain't no father that could have as much love for his son as what I do right now. I mean, he's awesome to me, and you couldn't ask for a better son. I'd love to do a layout with him. I really would. He's got a HO scale layout. He's started underneath I know it sounds weird, but underneath his son's bed. But he built these beds. They're like up real high in the air, like a bunk bed, but no bunk on the bottom. And he put a layout on the underneath side of it, built it, and it's pretty cool. So,
does your son live?
His boys could play with the train. So,
what is your son's name?
Buck. We'll just call him Buck. He wouldn't want me to put his full name out there, but I'll put his name's Buck. If you hear me talking about Buck or Bucky, that's my son.
Great. Does Buck live close to you?
Probably 15, 20 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Joe G wants to know, how close does Wilmer live to those tracks?
The tracks by my house?
I believe that's what we're talking about. I've
You'll
seen
find
shots
out if
of
a
video.
train goes by here in a couple minutes. There's one house in a lot between my house and the railroad tracks. So
what train passes through there?
it's a just a local spur. The what they put on the side of their train is SWP, which I think is a division of AVR. I'm pretty sure it is. So
Redbird Tony 2010 wants to know, what's your future plans for your layout?
I got big plans. My layout, I hope to I want to put a mountain in. I want it to be a logging railroad layout with industries that the logging company supplies is what I want. And the reason I really pushed the logging, my grandfather, who I'm named after, he back in the 30s had a sawmill, and he always talked very lovingly about the sawmill and how much he enjoyed doing the timber business. So I wanted to put a sawmill and a timber thing on my layout as an honor to him, because he pretty much raised me when I was a kid, and I think a lot of my grandfather. And I wanted to put that layout on my layout. I wanted to put, logging scene, and then a town and industries that the logging supplies to, and maybe a few other things, maybe even some. I thought about maybe putting a small coal tipple in, because in my area here, coal was always big. And
Yeah.
my
Well,
grandfather.
you're from the western part of Pennsylvania, Mike.
Yeah, the
right?
southwestern part of Pennsylvania. Yeah. H.C. Frick's homestead is about 2 to 3 miles away from me, where it was his home, and he was big in the steel industry and coke, and which supplied the steel industry, and coal. So, right. Coal's a big thing around here. Coal and well, it's not as big as it used to be, but it at one time was really big, and I want to depict some of that, and not to mention it's a lot of fun to run on my railroad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Redbird Tony 2010 has a question, but first, just myself personally want to give a shout to Fran Hale. She's watching. Hello, Fran. How's Miles?
Hi.
Hey guys tuned in. Yes. Redbird Tony wants to know, what do you feel are your greatest strengths and weaknesses as a model railroad? God, we could spend hours on the weaknesses, but never long enough on the strengths.
My weakness is not knowing enough. That's easy. Not knowing enough. My strength is I'm not afraid to learn. I'm not afraid to take advice, even though my son will probably disagree with me on that.
All sons. Take it as a father to a son. How old is your son?
Oh boy, I think he's 43.
Okay, I have a son who's 38, so we're
43,
both in this.
44 maybe. He might have just turned 44.
When Mark Twain said it best. He said, "When I was 20 years old, I couldn't believe how stupid my father was." He said, and when I turned 21, I couldn't believe how smart he became in 1 year.
Yeah. Well, he'll tell you, my favorite line to him is, "I told you so."
Me and you cut from the same cloth, bro.
Oh yeah. We're the same generation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to. There's a lot of questions here, so I want to make sure I get them. War Bonnet Train says, "I would love that. I'd always wanted a house by the tracks."
Yeah, you wouldn't say that at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know. You know, my
especially
brother,
I have a crossing right down here, so they got to blow that whistle. And
yeah. Oh yeah.
you get the right engineer, 3 o'clock in the morning, he wants to be a jerk. He'll really throw it to it. It definitely will rally you out of bed.
If he got denied his day off, you know he's gonna.
Holidays is even the worst.
I bet.
You're working the holiday, yeah. But most of the guys that are down there are pretty good guys.
Yeah. Nathan DeLay.
Yes, Nathan, my buddy.
He wants to know, which do you like more, steam or diesel?
Oh, that's easy. Steam. I love steam engines.
Really?
Yeah, I love steam engines. They just, when they blow that whistle, it just makes the hair on my arm stand up. I love it. I love it. I feel like Tim Allen, the comedian. When I hear that whistle going, I want to go, arr, 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 arr. I mean, it's just, that's all that. Yeah. But I like diesel too. But if you
steam is more of the more to your liking though.
I enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to the model trains, the diesels are easier to work on. The steam trains, there ain't nothing like hearing the steam whistle and the multiple wheels and watching all the gears and stuff going by and the chug, and then you got a whistle.
It's a living beast.
Yep, that's exactly right.
It's an actual living beast.
Sparky, when he was there at Steamtown last year, he stood in front of the big boy that they have up there on display, and he just looks a little. Yeah, I got to see that. I have not seen that. I want to see one of those really bad.
I know.
So
you go down, when I go to Lancaster down in Stroudsburg, where the Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania Museum of Railroad is, they have the steam engines down there, and you're right on the platform when they come in, and it is absolutely, my wife, who's an ardent fan of my hobby and who helps me, she's my director of my and production assistant when I shoot the videos in the room, it's like, oh yeah, this is your hobby. I really like it. That's cool. You're doing something. I know where you are. You're not sitting at Clancy's on the third stool from the door, But she, when she sees that steam engine up close and personal, she always is in awe of it. And she says to me, now I understand why you like it. Because it's an absolute thrill. Touch of Brush Model Weathering wants to know, besides modeling, Wilmer, do you rail fan?
Yes, I do sit on my front porch.
Okay, and if so, do you enjoy watching it? And does your son join you in that?
No, my son don't join me in that. My son is kind of following my footsteps as far as work. He's a workaholic.
All right.
He's very good at what he does. He installs ceramic tile and hardwood, and he does awesome, beautiful work. And he likes doing that too. And when he ain't doing that, he's playing with his train or watching videos.
Ron Pitzcal, I hope I pronounced that right, Ron. Please forgive me. He goes, Wilmer, do your grandkids share your love for model railroading as well?
I have a couple of them. I have a granddaughter who comes up, and she's a teenager. She drew for. I wish I have it screwed to the wall, so I can't pull it down. But I have a picture I put it that she drew for me. She's a terrific artist, and she made an Indian head over top of a steam engine, and in the smoke it says Indian Head Valley Railroad. She did a beautiful job, and she did that for me. I have one of my son's youngest boy, Max. He seems to really be picking up on it. real big. And my I have another grandson. That's just my son's is Austin. He seems to like it too if we can get him away from the video game. But
Yeah, that's the big thing.
yeah, well, he's a little older, but Max is younger, and he's really getting into it. I have two great granddaughters that and a great grandson that comes over, and they usually want to see the train and play with it. My one granddaughter goes, "When you go to get a purple train, Pappy?" He says, "Yeah, I want a purple train."
Yes.
So I'm going to find her a purple train.
There you go.
They're out there.
It certainly is out there.
Yeah.
Sparky 107 wants to know, Wilmer, did you ever plan on going into DC's control, or are you happy with making the train sounds yourself?
I would like to go to DCC eventually. The main reason I haven't is almost everything I got is DC right now, and I do not even have the skill set to start converting it. And plus, I don't have none of the stuff that I need. I don't have a controller or anything. Everything's I got is DC. So, but I'd like to go DCC eventually. Yeah, the sound is, well, it wouldn't be so much just for the sound, because I don't mind going woo woo woo. I have a lot of fun doing that.
I love it. I love it.
When I can play on my trains, I turn into about a 7-year-old real fast.
Oh man, that's what this hobby's all about.
And
that's what this hobby's all about.
The main reason I'd probably want to go DCC is the control. The control that you have with the engines is great, and being able to run 2 and 3 engines together like that is just that's the cat's meow right there.
I have a question for you, Wilmer, and
Sure.
I guess it's a little bit. I would say I try to ask this question of a lot of model railroaders. Do you find yourself in a time of not, I wouldn't say upsetting or anything, but let's just say you have something that's on your mind. Let's say, something that's just come up that's kind of not life and death situation, but a stressful situation that you need to make a decision on. Do you find that when you go into the train room and you just start tinkering, and then after a while, the answer to the problem is clearer?
Yep. Yeah, sometimes. Yep.
Yeah.
When I'm here by myself working on this thing, it gets my mind off of a lot of troubles. Sometimes I'll be in here, and the only thing that I even hear is I'll put music on the computer here, and I'll just let the music play while I'm working, and or I'll put something YouTube or something on. I'll have something playing in the background, and I go into my own little world in there as I've been working on it. And when you get all done, you feel a little bit more relaxed, and think about things. And I do enjoy that part of it. It kept me, like I said, I was going stir crazy before when I wasn't able to go back to work. I drove truck, and you have any kind of heart problems, clots or anything like that, they don't let you drive no more. So, and I've already had 2 stents put in. I had a heart attack. I also had 1 stroke, and I got a pacemaker in, and I have a continuous heart. It's a heart AFib. I got a real irregular heartbeat. I take you wouldn't believe how much medicine I take. You don't want to know.
You've been there, done that, and got that T-shirt, Wilmer.
Yeah. Well, the T-shirt.
Thank God.
My son My son had this made for me. Isn't that nice?
That's I was coming to that T-shirt. Everybody's selling their merchandise. Is that something that's on sale, or is that
No.
one of a kind?
I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do T-shirts. I don't want to sell mugs or anything.
That's a collector's item.
That is not my plan. This was just a shirt my son had made. He has one. There's two of these. There's one for me and one for him. My son.
Oh, so there's two of them.
Yeah, my son has one. He has one, and I have the other one. And my son is he's my biggest fan. So I'm proud to say that.
I'm going to interrupt for a second. You talk about T-shirts, hats, stuff like that. I've been thinking, why don't we do something like the ham radio operators do? It's relatively inexpensive, but we make cue cards. Kind of like a postcard. Put your logo on there and all that, and we pass them out to each other.
Yeah,
that's the way ham operators
do.
do.
The CBs back years ago, long time ago. But yeah, that's a good idea, Johnny.
All right, I'm turning my mic back off.
Okay.
Let's see here. Ralph Greenwood wants to know. I see that you have a Pennsylvania Railroad GP30. Do you plan to have other railroad names on your layout?
Yes. Well, I have Pennsylvania. I have a lot of Santa Fe stuff. I really like the chassis systems stuff. I want to get into my own railroad name on a couple of my trains. I'll eventually do that, and it will happen. I want to custom paint them and put this picture on it, and pretty much just like you see there on the shirt there. And
how did you come up with the Indian Head Valley Railroad? What is that?
There's well, there used to be a railroad spur that back 1918 was Indian Head. It was not Indian Head. It was Indian Creek Valley Railroad. I think it was Indian Creek Railroad. And there's a place in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. They had a guy that was an awesome modeler. He donated it to the Historical Society down there, and they have it on display in the Connellsville Canteen in Connellsville. And that's the name of their railroad, is the Indian Creek Railroad, and it's an awesome railroad. But there's a little town not far from here called Indian Head, and I just thought, man, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
And I just decided to throw the valley in there because most of mine's in the valley instead of in the hill, and so Indian Head Valley, and we got it.
There you go. There you go. Container. Okay, I'll get to that. Oh, wait. Well, say that again, John.
Andy Crawford about the purple train.
Let's see. Purple. The Atlantic Coastline has a purple passenger train, and their purple silver E7s were beautiful. Some were leased to my N&W in the mid-50s, and they sure look nice.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
What was it, Atlantic?
Atlantic Coastline, ACL. What is it that I was looking at? Something that Container Man 8. Oh, Container Man 68. Wilmer, have you started to glow in dark yet? Hazardous train warning label.
Have I started to glow in the dark? Why?
Or have you started to glow in the dark yet? Hazardous train warning labels.
Oh, yeah, I had a video where we had some trains parked down here, and I went down there, and they had these weird looking like containers on a flatbed, and they were all chained on there. And I'm down there. I said, man, them are pretty cool. I ain't never seen them before. So I come down there with my camera. I want to film them. And I went live, and I'm put on there. I said, man, look at these things. These things are pretty cool. Have you guys ever seen any of these things? I've never seen them before. I got up close, and they got a hazardous warning on them. And these guys are all sitting there asking me if I'm going to glow in the dark and everything. Yeah. It was some kind of hazardous. I would say it was probably fly ash from one of the power plants. There's a couple power plants around here that
nothing like parking hazardous material in a residential area.
Well, all the time, tankers down here with hydrochloric acid, all the time. Yep.
Well, Kyle's H.O. Chessie Cumberland Division asks, what is your favorite railroad of all time?
Well, that'd have to be the Pennsylvania Railroad.
There you go. War Bonnet Trains wants to know, what's your favorite train you have in your collection?
It's a Wather. I just got it here. I bought it. It was eBay, or not eBay. I bought it at the train show. It's a Waters Pensy GP 30 or 40. It is the smoothest, quietest train that I have ever had. I mean, it just, when you're running it, even though I'm not touching it while it's moving, you can tell it's running that smooth and that quiet. And and I'm a big Athearn lover, and I'll tell you, that's sweet. It is sweet. It's the first Waters engine I've ever bought, and I'd probably buy another Waters and think nothing of it.
Do you buy most of your motor power? Do you buy it off eBay, or do you buy new?
Well, I'm trying to get away from eBay because I've been burnt a lot from eBay.
Right.
Yeah. Just recently, I had I bought it looked really nice in the pictures, and it was a steam engine, a Pennsylvania steam engine, and a Mahano, and I got it. It didn't work. Well, Boxcar Betty told me to send it to him and he'd fix it for me. So I mailed it to him, and he fixed it. Boy, did he fix it. He showed me video. I haven't got it back yet. When I get it back, there'll be a video.
That's Creative Rails, right?
Creative Rails, yeah. And he fixed it for me. The video, I can't wait to get it and play with it. It'll probably be my new favorite. Because
if Creative Rails is out there listening, I sent you an email. Check your email. I'd like to get in touch with you, Mr.
Yeah, if he's not out there in the chat there, let me know. I'll give him a boot.
He was out there earlier. I don't know if he's still in.
Yeah.
Container Man 68 says he does so much more than just film off the front porch. Wilmer got up close to one hazardous train.
Roy's he's my trucker. He's my trucker buddy. Him and Tom Pilling, they do both. They're truckers. Him, Chuck Baker, they're all truckers that are railroaders. Yeah. And
Chuck just did a live stream where he's going through Navajo.
Yeah.
Country. Sparky wants to know, Wilmer, what does your wife think about you doing YouTube videos?
She supports me really a lot. Matter of fact, she likes it a lot. She says as long as I don't put her on a video, she has no problem with it.
Do you know, Wilmer, that is one show. That is a show. Who's Big Bill talking to that I would love to do, but the problem is the show I'd love to do is to have a few of the model railroaders' wives on the show to talk about what their experience is in model railroading, what they like, what they dislike. But each and every time, I cannot get them to come on camera.
No, you wouldn't talk my wife into it.
Yeah, my wife the same way.
And she'll sit there and we'll watch videos when I'm trying to get material for my Not Bad show. I a lot of times will cast it onto my TV, and I'll sit there and watch videos, and she watches them right with me, and she gets down to naming people by name. She has a couple people by name that she likes, and she has a couple that she don't like.
But okay, Wilma, let's put you on the spot. Who doesn't she like?
No, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing that at all. I don't do that for any of the videos.
There you go. That's the controversy that rises everybody's YouTube.
Right. I'd never do that. I'd never do that.
That's better than clickbait. As soon as that goes out, oh, did you hear Wilma's wife doesn't like so-and-so? And it goes up.
Oh, no, I would never do that.
What does same thing? And the second part of the question from Sparky was, what does your son think of you on YouTube?
He promotes it. He's the one that bought the webcam I got on here. I didn't have a webcam. He bought that for me. He supports he supports it all the way. He says, Dad, as long as you're having fun, it's worth it all. And that's exactly what it is. I'm having a blast. I enjoy doing the videos. When I quit enjoying it, is when I'll quit doing it. But the videos, I enjoy doing it. I can always convert. The Not Bad thing is the something I enjoy doing, especially if I can help somebody go from 16 to 170 subscribers.
What I like about the fact that what you do, Wilmer, and I'm sure others have said this to you, but there's a genuine sincerity that comes across the screen, and you really do give credence to those out there that are that love the hobby, that love doing what they're doing, and you showcase them. I'll tell you, and I know that we've talked about this in phone conversations prior to this. You've actually done us a service, here at YouTube Model Builders, because there's only so many videos that we can get. I mean, I use you as an index library. If I need to I'll always look. I have you, the bell icon on, and whenever it comes up, I immediately go to you, and I look at who your suggestion. And most of the time, everyone that you put up there, I want them on the show. And I send tons of emails to them, and so you really do a great service to this hobby, whether you think you do or not, or it's just something that hey, I enjoy doing this, and it's really fun to do.
All I'm trying to do, and it's just the whole truth of the matter, is give back. I financially, I can't help too many people at all.
I understand.
I can get on here, and I was born with a gift of gab. And
yeah, it's not necessarily the monetary thing. I mean, it's good if we have a, like I have a tree in the backyard that just has $100 bills on it that I just
right. I agree with you.
Yeah. So, but if you don't have that with the service that you provide, that's invaluable. You can't put a price tag on that.
Well, and I wouldn't want you to put a price on. I'm doing it out of just
exactly.
I love people. I always did love people. So
exactly right. Exactly. Jeff Morgan asks, how can I find Wilmer's channel? Well, it's real easy. Just go to YouTube channel, type in Indian Head Valley Railroad, and his videos will pop up.
Right.
And if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe to him.
Yes.
Dana Man 8 has put, I don't know who this is. Is that his channel? Let's see. Oh, that's Wilmer's channel. You're not stepping on anybody's toes, Container Man 68. That's great. That's great.
They're putting links up for me.
Yeah, they are. You're a very well liked man.
They don't know it, but I can't see the chats.
I know. I'm looking at.
If you told me what was going on there, I knew what was doing.
I have to tell you that I had wanted to get Wilmer on the show for the longest time, and I just happened to be. I'm retired, and I happened to be home, and the bell icon went off, and it said live streaming, and it had Indian Head. So I went on it, and all Wilmer was doing was
just a test is all I was doing.
right. Well, you were getting ready to do live streaming, and you were just testing out the system.
Right.
So I jumped in the Q&A thing, and I said, "Hi, this is Bill Graham from YouTube Model."
Shocked me.
And I was like, "This is my email. I need you to get in touch with me."
Yeah.
Like, who? And I was like, "Bill Graham from YouTube Model Builders. I want you to be on our show." And he was like, "Me? You want me to be on your show? Who? What?" And I was like, "Yeah, be on my show." And then finally we got to, you called me, I believe. And we were on the phone for about 2 hours.
Yeah, we talked a lot. Yeah,
right, we did, and
I enjoy them conversations. You can call me anytime.
I love talking to you. Great guy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No.
What was that, John? You came in broken up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, hold on.
Well, they didn't hear you out there, huh? Johnny.
For those that didn't hear my esteemed colleague, Mr. John, he said that he likes to hear me talk too, but he hasn't gotten a raise in his paycheck for quite a while. Bill Rogers says, my maternal grandfather was a master watchmaker and did business with all the railroads that came through here. Mom remembers going to Frescateda. I know I'm messing that name up. Frescateda shops and playing on all the steam engines. Yep. GM&O building were restored and turned into office. Southern Depot next to it is falling apart. Says wishes that's Bill Rogers. Wishes that.
Yeah.
Morgan says he just subscribed to your channel, Wilmer, and looking forward to watching more of your videos.
Welcome to my channel. I hope I keep you entertained because I'm having a great time. I appreciate all my subscribers.
Redbird Tony says, Bill, in my favorite, there is a series with Ben Beard with GMO Trainmaster. Great interviews if you have time to watch. Yes, I will. It would be good to see that building back in shape. Bill Kyle's HO Chapter. I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. Container Man 68 at Jeff Morgan. I really enjoy his Not Bad series. All of Wilmer's videos are cool to watch. And his plans for his layout, dreaming big.
Yep. Hope I live long enough to see it done.
and Creative Rails wrote, I just responded this evening. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr.
There you go.
Your buddy Wilmer talks highly, tremendously highly of you. Tremendously. And I saw your videos. Anybody out there watching, go to Creative Rails. Go to Creative Rails. Just put Creative Rails into the YouTube box and check this guy out. Check this guy out.
You won't believe it. He makes phenomenal videos.
He does.
Mm-hmm. So.
Container Man 68 says all the wives can be blacked out and their voices deepen like when the police are trying to disguise them.
Yeah, that's a bachelor telling you that.
Is he a bachelor?
Yeah, he's a bachelor.
I could see. Yeah, that would work out well, Container Man 60. It would work out really well. That's gutsy, Bill. My wife would take the opportunity to give me down the road about the hobby and time spent. Actually, she just might give me down to the road, generally speaking. Yeah, Andy Crawford says Container Man 68 LOL. Yeah, that works. Bill's opening a Wives of Model Railroaders support group. Let's see. Sparky 107, he says, Wilmer, you might just get a bear hug when we meet up. Maybe, he says.
If you don't give me one, you'll get one from me. And buddy, I'm big as a bear.
That's it.
I'd be very, very honored to meet up with Dave. He's Sparky. He's a good guy. He does a big service for our.
Oh, I know everybody else has did a tribute or a video for Sparky 107. Recently, Sparky lost his mother. Unfortunately, she passed away way too soon, as most good people do. But we here at YouTube Model Builders want to extend our condolences to you, Dave, and to your family. And we pray that all is well with you and with your family, and that this time of grief it's a hard thing to go through. That's why that's why all those little Italian black dresses for mourning, but there's never a time limit on it. So again, we extend our condolences to you and your family, as well as the rest of the YouTube Model Builders community. So
I love you, buddy.
We have some pictures of your layout. Can we show them?
Sure, put them up.
Which one do you want to go with first?
Just start from the top there, Johnny, and we'll go from there. All right. The lift. Yep, the lift bridge. I know. I don't see anything.
I do.
Oh, I won't. Okay.
Well,
the first one was the lift bridge, and here I got a copy of it here. Yeah, the first one's the lift bridge, and that lift bridge just drove me crazy. Next one is my layout, pretty much overall. Just a quick shot of it, and boy, it made a big change since the first one, the little 4x8 outfit. Did you show number 3 yet? No. Yeah, number 3. That's the area I want to put a kind of a mountain in, and have a couple tunnels there, and maybe a valley or something. That's also going to be where the sawmill's going to be, or in the log load up area maybe, and then we'll go from there to the sawmill on down the line.
What kind of track is that? What track?
That's Code 100 Atlas. Most of it's Atlas, either Flex Track or Atlas sectionals. I'm doing a little bit of both because I got a whole lot of sectional track, which I'm having a lot of success with. I bought a fair amount of Flex Track, Atlas Flex Track. I run it all Code 100. That's just what I started with, and just didn't dabble in anything else. Yep. And
Yeah.
I need bulletproof bad.
You had on the lift out that you originally started. It wasn't a lift out. It was
a pull out. Yeah. That worked till I pulled it out one time, and this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, threw it across the room.
No, pretty much. So, and And then I started doing the lift. I watched a couple videos on lift outs and got some ideas, and I came up with my own little thing. I started to try to do some of the ideas, and my son still says that ain't never going to work. It's working great so far, and I'm going to prove him and tell him I told him so again. So the next picture. Yep, that's the depot. That's the famous at the depot. That's where I almost every one of my not bad videos, I show a piece of rolling stock or one of my trains, and that's usually how I end up ending my show is running some trains. I got to run some trains. I'm a video of me running trains. I love it. So that's how I usually try to do it. And the only problem is I'm starting to get shown a lot of my stock.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of trains that needs repaired. Some of them run. Just the rest of it looks terrible. I might have to start showing some of them, and I have plans for all of them. So
Ron Piskel says, Wilmer, lift out section. Not bad.
yeah, well, that's not a lift out. That's a lift up.
It's lift up. Yeah, but he still says not bad.
Hey, it's working. It's working for me so far.
Wall Bonnet Train says sweet layout.
Well, thank you. I thank you. Boy, that's a compliment coming from him because I think his setup's sweet. His setup's real sweet. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hot Rod Rodney at 25. You guys should go check out his layout. I mean,
Right.
It's the beginning layout. Hot Rod Rodney 25. Hot Rod Rodney saw one of my videos of my taking up of the Peninsula track, and we pointed out that I had the rail ties and the track thrown in the garbage. And he asked if he could have it, and I obliged him by sending to him. And he's actually turned them into some fencing.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And stuff like that, and some other stuff. So
good idea.
one man's junk is another man's gold. So don't be too quick to throw some stuff out. And if you do, think Hot Rod Rodney 25. He's got a great layout that he's beginning. Let's see. Can you do? Sparky 107 wants to know. Can you do a video of your son's old scale layout and the bunk beds as well?
I did do a not bad from his place once, and you saw his layout. I'm sure if I ask him, he'll let me. Building the kids' bedroom.
That's a little touchy.
They're kids. Okay, now
Yeah.
the kids would love it.
I know.
Mom and dad might not like the way the kids clean the room.
Yeah, I hear you. Redbird Tony says, looking good, Wilma. Can't wait to see your. Oh, what's this? Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Are we still streaming out there, boys? Can you see us? Sparky, can you see us? I think we might have gone, John, because nobody's on here. All right, John's back. So we're back.
All right, we're back.
Timothy Wayman says we're back.
Okay.
Says we're back.
All right.
Good here, John Dilly. Yep, chat and everything. Voice good. Get stuck
Right.
on the layout.
See, you looked at my layout and blacked us out.
Redbird Tony said, looking good, Wilma. Can't wait to see your mountain.
Yeah, me neither. I can't wait to see it neither.
There you go. Listen, when you do the scenery, there's nothing, you can't mess up scenery.
Yep. I've been told that.
Can't mess it up.
Yep.
Years ago, when I first got in the early '80s, I was in a club in Staten Island, Model Railroading Club, and because I was the new guy, I was assigned to make trees because no one liked making. And one of the guys in the crew, he later is now an NMRA master modeler. He said to me, "Come here, kid. Let me take you outside." And he showed me the trees outside the place where we were. He says, "Do you see a straight tree out there?" I said, "No." He says, "Then why are you making your tree so straight?" Ralph Greenwood.
Sparky's making a willow tree right now. That's just.
Is he?
Oh, you got to see this. It's a lot of work. The way he's doing it, it's coming out really cool. So.
Ralph Greenwood, question for me. How is your track rip-up going? My track rip-up is going, Ralph. It's the track is up. I have to sand down the base. I have Homosote as a base under here, and I glue the track down. I use Code 83 Payco track. So, and I'm in the process now of I have to sand it down, take the rough edges off, and then do the radius all over again. It's not so much was the radius that gave me a hard time. It was going into the double slip switch that I had, and I'll have more video on that. It was going in and out of the Brady yard that was giving me a problem. So I have to set the switch further back to the yard, so that I can get a good transition of the radius. Or as my wife, the math teacher, says, the radii. So thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Wilmer, no one ever asked me about my layout. And that was nice of Ralph.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw your layout, I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You ripped up the track to begin with.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Just like you ripped up yours, sometimes you got to take the hammer to the things you love,
right.
and to improve it, and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Say 41 is here right now, so good old thumbs up. Let's see. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I think we Tony, did you get okay? Now everybody's going back to the thing. So I think we're going to call this a night, Wilmer.
All right. I enjoyed being here. I loved it. I'll come back anytime you want me to. Just let me know.
I want to tell you, Wilmer, that your channel by far is the most entertaining. Now, when I say most entertaining, the content isn't a lot of action. It's a lot of talking. But as I said earlier, there's a true sincerity and genuineness in your presentation. And I have to tell you, one of the things that comes across very empathetically is the love you have for the hobby, and the love that you have for the fellow model railroaders out there.
Yes, I do.
And I can see it, and it comes across. And I personally want to thank you for being on the show. It was an honor to have you on this show.
The honor's all mine.
Oh, well, we could. All right. Listen, until the check you sent me clears, that's to be determined.
Yeah. It's made out of the top grade rubber. You'll love it.
Is that what it was? I was wondering what that texture was. So well, thank you so much for being on here. Just to finish up, December 11, 2018, Fine Scale Show with Miles, Andy, Ralph, and Lloyd, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. December 19, 2018, Joe's Locomotive Room, and he's going to be talking about ops. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Thursday until the end of the month is Johnny's Train Talk Show, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's where you, the model railroader, can come and join him and talk about anything you want model railroad related.
And it's not bad.
It's not bad. And December 25th is Christmas. So from Big Bill, who's Big Bill talking to? We here at YouTube Model Builders want to wish you a very blessed Christmas and a joyous and most prosperous new year. Wilmer, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you.
Honor and a pleasure. And to you guys out there, thanks for tuning in, because if you don't, we're just talking to dead air. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you on the radio.